My name is Commander Ryan Glew, G-L-E-W. Thank you for attending this press conference. First, I would like to say that the department extends its condolences to the family of the victims and is committed to working with the community through this tragic event. Due to this investigation being in its early stages, we will be providing an update and a statement, but we will not be taking questions at this time. We'll provide further updates as the investigation goes along, and follow-up questions can be directed towards the Evanston Police Department media line, or they can be emailed. But we are going to release what we can and what we feel comfortable with at this time. We will be giving the statement in English. This will be given by Sergeant Carter, that's spelled C-A-R-T-E-R. We'll also be doing a statement in Spanish, and this statement will be given by Detective Sosa, S-O-S-A. I will confirm the following at this time. This incident is not related to the shooting that took place at Howard in Chicago shortly before midnight last night. Those two incidents are not related. At this time, there is only one victim that is deceased relating to the shooting incident. No suspects are in custody, and there's no offender information to release at this time. We will not be releasing any video or photos at this time. This incident appears to be a targeted attack, and the investigation does not indicate continued threat to the public. The Evanston Police Department is presently working with the NORTAF Violent Crimes Task Force in investigating this incident. We'd also at this time like to encourage anybody with information about this incident to call the Evanston Police Department at 847-866-5040. Prior to us giving the statement and the updates by Sergeant Carter and Detective Sosa, at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Mayor Biss.
Good afternoon. My name is Daniel Biss. I'm the mayor of Evanston. Today, Evanston's heart is broken. Any act of violence that occurs here tears at the fabric of our community, but the extraordinary youth of the victims of last night's tragedy, I think, is tugging at the consciences of all of us today. I'm here simply to offer my deepest condolences to the victims, to their families, to their loved ones, to the entire community that has been so hurt by this tragedy. To pledge that we as a city are going to do absolutely everything we can, yes, of course, to get to the bottom of what occurred and to ensure that justice is done. Also to provide every bit of support that we can to those who were harmed last night and to their loved ones, and to redouble our efforts at violence prevention. This kind of event is unacceptable to every person in this community and is deeply harmful to every person in this community. And it simply cannot be something that we accept as a sad but inevitable course of ordinary life. I want to thank the Evanston Police Department and our entire city staff, including, for instance, our Victim Services team, for the work that they have been doing diligently since yesterday in the evening until now and going forward. And I simply want to acknowledge the many people in our community who are, first of all, deeply concerned and are seeking ways to help, but also are themselves scared about what this means. I think what Commander Glew indicated about what we've learned so far is an important step. There will be more information forthcoming as we do everything necessary to ensure public safety across Evanston. With that, I want to call Commander Glew back to the podium and again assure the community that we'll be providing continued information as more becomes available.
Thank you. At this time, Sergeant Carter will be giving update and a statement.
Hello. Typically, I would say good afternoon, but it is not a good afternoon. Thank you for joining us today. First off, the Evanston Police Department would like to offer our sincere condolences to the family, loved ones, and friends of the victims of this tragedy. My name is Sergeant Carter. I'm one of the public information officers. And on Sunday, November 28th, approximately 7:17 p.m., the Evanston Police Department received numerous 911 calls reporting multiple shots being heard in the area of Green Bay and Foster. Our officers responded to 1950 Green Bay and located 5 gunshot victims. Unfortunately, one victim died on scene, and that victim was identified as Carl Dennison, who was 17 years of age. The remaining 4 victims were all transported to local hospitals. All of the victims were between the ages of 14 and 18 years of age, and residents of either Evanston or Skokie. Our preliminary investigation reveals the victims all knew each other. The male victims were standing by a car, and the female victims were inside of the vehicle. At this time, a 14-year-old victim remains in critical condition. The other 3 victims suffered 9 life-threatening injuries. Based on our initial investigation, this appears to be a targeted incident. The motive for this crime is still under investigation by our detectives, investigators with the North Regional Major Crimes Task Force. They're working diligently to find out who's responsible for this crime. The Evanston Police Department continues to remain in contact with the families. And again, we ask our community please to help us out in this investigation. If you have any information, please share it with us. Thank you.
At this time, Detective Sosa will give an update and statement in Spanish.
Buenas tardes. Gracias a todos por acompañarnos hoy. El Departamento de Policía de Evanston ofrece sus pensamientos a las víctimas del trágico de la balacera que pasó ayer, a sus familias y la comunidad de Evanston. Buenas tardes. Yo soy Detective Sosa. El domingo de 28 de noviembre, aproximadamente a las 7:17 de la tarde, el Departamento de Policía de Evanston recibió números llamadas de 911 informando que se escucharon varios disparos en el área de Green Bay y Foster. Los oficiales respondieron a 19:50 de la Green Bay y localizaron a 5 víctimas de disparos. Una víctima murió en la escena y esa víctima se identifica como Carl Dennison, 18 años de edad. Las 4 víctimas restantes fueron trasladadas a hospitales locales. Todas las víctimas tienen entre 14 y 18 años de edad y eran residentes de Evanston y Skokie. Todas las víctimas se conocieron. Las víctimas masculinas estaban parados junto a un carro y las víctimas femeninas estaban dentro del carro. En este momento, una víctima de 14 años permanece en estado crítico y las otras 3 víctimas sufrieron lesiones no mortales. Siguen la investigación. Parece haber sido un incidente selectivo. Se está investigando el motivo de este crimen. Seguimos en contacto con las familias y les pedimos que si alguno tiene alguna información, se comunique con el Departamento de Policía de Evanston. Gracias.
Thank you. That will include our press conference with a statement update of this incident. We'll be providing updates as information becomes available. And as always, we'll be available on our media line and via email for follow-up questions. And again, we encourage anybody who has any information about this tragic event to contact the Evanston Police Department. Thank you.